Are we live? Hey guys, this is Bobby Clue with the Somerset-Pulaski County Chamber of Commerce. We are back for another one of our Chamber Spotlight videos where we're going to be talking to some of our Business of the Year award winners from this past year. And we're going to kick this series off this year with our, this was our civic nonprofit Business of the Year, correct?
Correct.
So congratulations, Pulaski County Habitat for Humanity.
Thank you very much.
So Christy Phillips, you are the president of the board currently.
Absolutely.
And you've got your team here. Would you care to introduce everybody?
Sure. This is John Roberts. He is our construction manager as well as our veterans coordinator, as well as anything else that needs to be done.
Right.
We've got Andrew Salmons and Jim Brink. Both of them are our board members and integral parts of keeping us going. Well,
I appreciate you bringing out, the team. I mean, obviously this is all volunteer driven, and the one thing that I noticed when you won this award is that, a few years ago, I don't think that would have ever happened. We knew the name Habitat, but we didn't see the action. You guys are on fire over the last few years with building structures here in this community and helping out a lot of families. And I was wondering maybe if we could just touch. Everybody can see we're actually on site for their newest build right here. So tell us where we're at and what we're doing here today. What's this build?
This build's located on Griffin Avenue. It's going to be for a mom and her 3 kids.
That's awesome.
We were fortunate enough to have this land available, and as we walk through it here in a minute, you'll notice we utilized every inch of the lot. Our goal is to be good stewards with what we've been given. We're 100% volunteer. We're 100% donations. So that's what keeps it going, and the people in the community are what keep it going.
And I mean, the board is comprised of anybody who's passionate about the projects that you all do, I'm assuming, right? They're all people
Absolutely.
that, and there's a lot of need in Pulaski County, just like a lot of places in, I guess, everywhere, eastern Kentucky.
Right.
But this is a very active Habitat chapter here now, and I'd like for you to touch on that. Like, how did this come about to where it's become so active over the last few years?
I was asked to come on as a volunteer for a dinner we used to have. And as it grew from that, I was asked to take over as the board president. And when I did, I've ran some type of business for 30 years. And one thing I've learned is you utilize people's strengths. Everyone's not good at everything.
Right.
I'm glad I'm not in charge of the construction because I don't want to be.
Sure.
I don't, that's not my deal. But I can keep everybody organized and keep them on task.
Sure.
Jim is one of our coordinators with our repair projects. That's another thing we do in the community is go to people's homes that don't otherwise have the money, and we may put a roof on, we may put a window in, we may fix their air conditioning. Just really whatever's needed. And that was something a few years ago this Habitat wasn't doing, was roofs.
Right.
Roofs is the main reason people lose their home. It goes bad, and then they start having other problems, and you start having floor rot, you start having windows go bad. So our goal is to not only build new homes, but keep people in their homes.
Take care of those homes that you build long term.
Yeah.
How many roofs have we put on in the last couple of years?
Let's see, 6.
Yeah, we've done 6, 3 new, 3 repairs.
I bet a lot of people don't know that you're doing that either. They probably just think about the new builds, but taking care. How many Habitat homes are here in our community? Do you know?
This will be number 8.
Number 8. So you're taking care of the homes that have been built here, the existing homes. Do you go outside of Pulaski County at all to take care of any of those?
We don't. So Pulaski County is our geographic boundary.
Right.
Our repair program extends throughout the county, so anyone within a geographic boundary of Pulaski County potentially could be eligible for our repair program. Our new builds, at least of to date, our new builds are primarily all in the city of Somerset, and that has to do with the great partnership that we have had with the city of Somerset. And I just want to highlight that what we do wouldn't be possible without Mayor Keck, without William Hunt, without the leadership at the city, all the council members, one of which is on our board. that have just been anything we need, they make it happen. And a lot of times, not only do they make it happen, but they make it happen with speed. And in government, I mean, that's a commodity of its own. So I just want to take a second and highlight that.
Not something, again, and I'm glad you touched on that, John, because, you know, a lot of people probably don't know the involvement of the city of Somerset in really making these projects happen. So this lot that we're standing on right now, this was donated to you all from the city, correct?
Yes, at one point there was an old structure, an old home that was here that had been, I believe it had been vacant or maybe a burnt structure, but the city got possession of the structure. Eventually they demolished the structure, and then once all the legal entities were exhausted, they gifted us the property.
Well, what a blessing that is. So you didn't have to buy the lot. That saves you a ton of money right there.
And the reason why that is such an important piece of it is that where Habitat is different than other entities, our homeowners, they get a 30-year mortgage with 0% interest.
Wow.
But they're only required to pay us back whatever cash principal we put into the property. So if we get a piece of property donated to us, you know, that's a $15,000 savings stretched over 30 years.
Sure.
That goes directly in subsidy straight to our homeowner, straight to a qualified person who is deserving of this assistance.
No, that's, again, those are things, you know, I want people to think this isn't a collection of warriors just building new homes. You know, there's a lot that goes in to what Habitat does, from the maintenance and the upkeep of existing structures to building, you know, these new properties.
Well, the way we went from building one home every couple of years to a couple of years ago, we built 4 in 1 year as community partners. You know, don't get me wrong, we all like to swing a hammer, we want to paint, we want to do that, but we're realistic. We're all volunteers. You know, we all have full-time careers outside of what we do here. And through community partnerships with contractors, builders, local vendors, we have made it possible to not only build them, but build them in a timely manner.
Sure.
And that way you don't disrupt people's lives for, you know, months on end. You change them in just a few.
Sure.
And they're in their home.
One of the big pluses for the city is we take a distressed property that's costing them money, so they have to maintain it. And we turn it into a structure that a family's going to live in, and then it becomes a tax base for the city.
A blighted, you know, property here, I'm sure that the store, and you're turning it into, you know, a beautiful new home. I mean, it helps everybody around them too. It helps their property values. I mean, those are the things, you know, they're residual. What you do.
Like big Habitat International they've done a round of studies, and 71%, if we can get communities and neighborhoods to 71% home ownership, the positive likely outcomes for children that grow up in those neighborhoods triples.
Sure.
When we talk about high school graduation, college graduation, and long-term stable careers. So that's what we try to do in the neighborhoods that we work, is work on home ownership one home at a time.
If somebody's watching this and maybe they're interested in applying to possibly get a Habitat house someday, how do they do that?
So we have we have an enrollment or an open enrollment system, an application system that basically when we get ready to start a project, usually 90 to 100 days out from that project, we'll open up applications with a window, typically 30 to 45 days. For that window, that's your one time, get in your application, make sure you have all of your documents, get into us, make sure you meet our deadline, and then we have a family selection committee that's made up of board members and volunteers, other volunteers from the community that screen those, they meet the homeowners, and they go through the arduous and just
How many applications do you usually get?
Last time around,
completed, we'll probably get 10 to 12.
Wow, I thought it would be a lot more, actually.
I actually gave out 57 applications. But now keep in mind, that's for the home ownership. Our repair applications, they're open 12 months out of the year.
Sure.
You know, we have a website, PulaskiKYHabitat.org, or we have a Facebook page.
PulaskiKYHabitat.org.
Yes,
Okay.
correct. Sorry, I talk a little fast.
Now, we were talking about the veterans build side of this. Can you continue with that, please?
Yeah, so basically, Big Habitat, Habitat International has the Veterans Build Initiative, and when we learned about the program and kind of the intricacies of the program, it was something we all really wanted to do. And basically, the crux of it, there are maybe 1,000 to 1,500 veterans in Pulaski County that live on fixed income via the VA compensation is their sole form of income. And then when you add in other forms of fixed income like Social Security, that number balloons pretty high. And when you live on a fixed income, you know, if you're drawing $1,900 a month from the VA, you can't afford to pay $1,500 a month in rent or $1,000 a month in rent. Mm-hmm. That just doesn't work. So when we think about homeless veterans, which is something that people talk about a lot, I think most people assume that it's either substance abuse or mental health that leads to that. But actually, one of the biggest drivers is actually affordability. Mm-hmm. Second leading driver is actually adaptability or accessibility. We have a huge population of veterans in Pulaski County that live in homes that are not suitable to them because it's the only structures they can afford.
Right.
So before our veterans find themselves in a housing crisis, we want to get to them before that happens.
Sure.
Because once a veteran or anyone ends up on the street or living in a car, that becomes a cycle that's hard to break.
So some of your builds are specifically for veterans?
Yes.
And some are open to anybody. So a veteran could have applied for this?
Correct.
Or single or a mother with 3 children?
Yes.
Correct.
So, okay,
And
gotcha.
So in the Veterans Village, like Garrett Village, just out the hill there, those are 3 veterans cottages, single bedroom with single veteran occupants. And those are specifically, specifically for veterans. And specifically through the, Veterans Initiative. And one thing I'm really proud to say is, in a combination with our efforts, the generosity of the community, and our partners at large, their mortgages are less than $300 a month.
Wow, that's fantastic.
They're set up for life.
Yeah, for sure.
Brand new home.
That's phenomenal. So I know we're running a little short on time. Can we go in? Can we just look at the build and maybe you could show us around and just maybe tell us a little bit about how people could get involved if they don't know? Can they just email you guys through the website, or how would somebody, they say, I'm seeing what you guys are doing. I've got a heart for this. This seems like something. I don't know how to swing a hammer, but I want to help. You need those people too, right?
Anyone can volunteer. Mm-hmm. We can use people picking up debris, trash. You can paint. If you
sign in other volunteers.
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a task for everyone.
Right.
When we have a volunteer night, another way you can give back. We feed our volunteers. We have community members that reach out and they will donate the meal for that night,
Right.
or they'll come and serve the meal.
That's great.
There's so many ways to get involved, not just being
hands-on
right.
with the
But
build.
if you go to our website, there's a link where you can click to get involved, and you can fill out your application to volunteer there. You'll get notifications when we have volunteer events. Also follow us on Facebook. We always post those volunteer opportunities on Facebook. Mm-hmm. And for community partners that are interested in donating material or trades or gifting kind of labor or anything like that, you can message us through Facebook, or you can come find me.
Right.
And I'll make sure.
So if Lowe's or Lumber King or any of those guys anybody listening right now, call John. That's basically what I'm hearing.
Yep.
On the Veterans Village, we had somebody donated the roof, somebody donated the windows, appliances, flooring.
Amazing.
You know, so we put these people in a home.
And I'm sure DIY supplies involved in that as well. You're very generous on the other end there too, John. I'm sure. Thank you.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I do what I can. Yes.
Well, and that's why we need to support great businesses like DIY.
Absolutely.
Because they're out there providing probably a lot of those appliances that are going in places like this. So, that's how communities work,
Yeah, he won't brag on himself, but we will.
Well, we will. That's okay. We will.
But the big thing is, look, there are 3 kids that this will be the first permanent home they ever remember in their life.
Wow.
There are 3 bedrooms back here. It's the first time these kids will ever have their own bedroom.
Amazing.
That's why we do this.
Yeah. What a blessing.
So if you're watching, come do it with us, please.
Yeah. And I think a lot of people think, these homes are just tiny little homes. This is a good sized structure that you have
Correct.
right here. I mean, this is a really nice home
And they are
in a
standard
nice
built
community.
homes.
Yeah.
They're not just, there's a misconception that they're just thrown together. That's not the case.
No,
in the
I was
lease.
looking at your structure. I mean, you can tell, just by everything in here. I mean, this is, contractors, you can tell this is any other home that would be built to code.
And structurally, we do a lot of things that aren't typical. Like we do 2x6 exterior walls instead of 2x4s. The way that we insulate the homes, we spend extra money to make sure that the homes are efficient and tight.
Sure.
So where our homes may sometimes lack in aesthetics, they get that in functionality.
Right.
They get that money back in functionality, or that value back in functionality.
Well, yeah, when their heating bill is, a fraction of somebody else's because it's well insulated, that's because you did a lot of work up front.
And the floor plan itself, we pick efficient floor plans
Yeah.
for that very reason.
And we have a lot of trade people in the community that actually donate some of that stuff, like some of the plumbing, some of the piping. for air
The labor,
conditioning,
yeah.
The labor or the installation. We had a company, when one of the builds came in and put all new cabinets in, the soft closures, we asked them how much we owed them. They said,
So the cabinets were donated by the manufacturer, and at DIY Supply, we installed the cabinets.
Well, this is a very generous community. I think we all know
Absolutely
that.
it is.
There's a lot of people that, they're just trying to maybe find their niche. I think a lot of times, maybe they haven't found a volunteer opportunity that calls to them.
Sure.
Because everybody's different and what they want to, help with and what they want to be involved with, what they're passionate about. I am confident that there are people that are going to watch this today and they're going to say, you know what, I can do this. This isn't bigger than me. This isn't over my head. I could help out, and this is where I'd like to be a servant in this community. So, again, if somebody wants to get involved, probably the easiest way is the website. And what was that, Christy?
www.pulaskikyhabitat.org.
Yeah.
And volunteerism is not a long-term project.
No.
They can come down and
Just
volunteer
1 day,
an
1 hour.
Yeah.
They can come down and do a week. They can come and go.
So not a huge obligation. If you just want to put in a few hours,
Absolutely.
you can do that.
Or get a weekend off. Or
Yeah.
something.
And if you have a group, a church group, a Boy Scout troop, a Girl Scout troop that wants to volunteer, we can find an opportunity because there's plenty to do and many hands make light labor. And if you're interested in volunteering, of course, go to the website and sign up for Civic Champs, but also follow our Facebook page. We always put those out. We always put them out in advance. And that'll be in it. And then when we have changes to our events with weather and other things that happen, those always hit the Facebook page.
And that's Pulaski Habitat for Humanity?
Habitat for Humanity, Pulaski County.
That's the Facebook page.
Yes.
Okay.
And the biggest thing, you can support us, share the post.
Yeah.
Get the word out there. That is our biggest challenge, is getting the word out to the community.
Absolutely.
When we have things going on. September, we'll have our half marathon.
Mm-hmm.
If you like to run, come join us.
We get involved in that. The Somerset cheerleaders, Pulaski County cheerleaders, Southwestern ROTC.
The ROTCs are great.
So,
Yeah.
there's age limits on stuff like this when we have power tools.
Right.
But on those types of things, those kids come out and give their time.
Sure. Well,
Also, we have Home for the Holidays coming up.
yeah, Home for the Holidays is sometimes it's all different types of fundraisers
Right.
for different types of people. Yeah.
And
I'm
it's
not a
gonna-
runner, but the Home for the Holidays is or your holiday home tours.
Yes.
Really cool. That's just neat.
And be watching. We've not announced the homes yet, and I won't give it away, but it's
Yeah.
going to be a really, really good year.
Oh, okay. That's exciting. Well, great. Well,
One last thing.
yeah,
I wanna
no, go
squeeze in.
ahead.
To anybody who's considering volunteering or donating with Habitat, just the one thing I want you to know, what makes us different than a lot of other organizations and worthy causes is that you will get to meet, interact, and be a part of the life that you change. We meet these homeowners, they become family to us, their children become family to us, and we get to see from when we selected them to when they've been a homeowner for years, and the way that their life changes and the way their life progresses. And if you volunteer with us or if you donate with us, you get to be a part of that as well.
Well, I'm sure they help with the build too.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah, they have
Yeah.
to. Yeah, that's their down payment.
Yeah, that's a heck of a down payment.
Yeah.
And the homeowners that are already in their homes, when
Yeah.
you come to our job sites, you'll see them there.
Right.
When you come to the events, they still work.
Very cool.
It's a lifetime commitment. We're committed to them, and they're committed to Habitat.
Andrew, John, Jim,
Andrew, man of many words.
he's here. And of course, Christy, I want to thank you all for allowing us to spend a little time with you all to learn more about Habitat, which I've even learned things from this conversation. I want to congratulate you on being a Business of the Year. I want to thank you for being chamber members. And I want to encourage any and every person that watches this Chamber Spotlight to investigate this. And, if you've got a heart for service, maybe this is something that you might be interested in volunteering with. We'll put all of their contact information in the links below on Facebook, and get a hold of these guys and help out. Now, again, just thank you all very much.
Thank you. We
Guys,
appreciate your time.
we'll be back with another Chamber Spotlight very soon. Until then, have a great day.